Manchester United faces Sunderland. What went well? What we could improve on? Thoughts on the game in general? Let's get straight into it. You dig? So what went well? The positives. We had a strong start at the start of the game. We got an early goal. Getting the opener early is always huge. Mount's goal calmed nerves, gave United confidence. With the lead in hand, United could settle into the game rather than chase. They didn't have to be so usually when the other team scores, I feel like United just generally drop down. They get nervous, they start making mistakes. But as you can see here on the stats, before the first goal, where's the first goal? This is the first goal. How it happened, if you don't let me just Mason Mount goal. Alright, let's just replay it. What's going on? Alright, there it is. As you can see, this is how it went. Very good quick passes. Can you see? Just quick passes. Bruno Fernandes recovers it. Bruno Fernandes passes it to Mbeno, who was great in that game. He passes it to Diallo. As you can see, triangles. We played so well. The Casemiro to De Legit, goes to Luke Shaw on the other side. He passes it Diogo Dalot. Back to Thingy. As you can see, there's a pattern. The system's working. The system's not being the problem. We did really good. Look at this. Pass after pass after pass. We did really well. Look at this. If you can see, the system is very triangles. Everyone's close to each other. It's beautiful work. Look at Mbeno and Ahmad. Mbeno crosses it in, and you saw the goal from Mason Mount. What a beautiful finish. And other than that early goal, we had control and dominance in the first half. If you look at this team stats, in the first half, we held possession. We made Sunderland defensive. We looked the more threatening side. Multiple attacking patterns, crosses, long throws, overloads, link play. The second goal from Sesko came from a long throw. It came from alertness in the box after a long throw, which shows what we've been missing. I promise you, if Højlund was in that situation, he'd be wrestling with the defender rather than going for the ball. But what did Sesko do? He got in the right position, just tapped the ball in. It looked like an easy goal, but it wasn't. I promise you. But like I said, in the first half, we really dominated. 51.3 possession. Possession lost in defensive half. That's more than thingy. Which is not good, I know, but it is what it is. We still drilled it out. The defenders were good. They were tight. Drills successfully. I think the defenders were really good. Very tight defending. It was amazing. But we just controlled the game. Aerial drills, all most likely to Sesko, I won't lie. Lammens, even though he's not the best at the long balls, as you can see, he still needs to improve. I'd say even Bain is better than him when it comes to ball playing, defending, like the balls. It weren't really direct, but there was some that went to Sesko, and Sesko was actually, he might not even headed it, but just because of his strength and the ball would bounce. You see that Cunha at the end, and Breno had a chance, and it was just working. It was really good. Distribution wise, you can see we made more passes. We wasn't relying on long passes. It was very short play. It was even the before the Dalot goal. If you can see, let's go on the goals. The Sesko goal, before Dalot, if you see it before Dalot, it close passing. It was just in general. Look at the shots that we had on target. Okay, for example, forget the Cunha one. We'll talk about that later. And Beno, look how it started. Look how close the players are together. It's a system that works, but it just needs. Look, there, that was a long pass. Look, it's just very short passing. The players are close to each other. Easy rotations. This is exactly how Rúben Amorim wants to play. It was beautiful play. I know that we missed it, but Ahmad and Mbeno, can we just talk about it? They played amazing. And I think the defense, they had a few clear chances, and defense kept things tight. Lammens, let's talk about him, played with composure, made key saves. He didn't really have much to do, but oh my god, when he could save them balls in the air, every time the cross came in and he saved it, I clapped every time, because I've not seen that for the past 2 years. It was so refreshing to see. And I think the fact that penalty award was overturned by VAR also helped United maintain control. It gave them confidence. It gave them a little, you know what I mean? But the defense was really good. That was one of the thingy. The defense was just amazing. And talking about it, Other than Lammens kicking out wide, look at the passes, look at the players, look at where they mostly were. And I like the fact that Ahmad and Dalot, you know, when Dalot usually plays, he drops back, he's over here. But for this game, he actually stayed up. It made it hard for them. But I realised sometimes when Dalot plays on the right back, he drops, he never stays forward. He drops, making it a 5 defender system or 4 defence. Especially when Dalot and Dolgy play together, they both drop back rather than staying up forward. As you can see here, this was the main. Casemiro was a CDM, Sesko dropping deep, Bruno in a more CAM role, and Mbeno was like a shadow striker running in, Dalot and Mount, Ahmad on the right. If we keep doing this, it will honestly work. And I think another thing that went well was a lot of strong individual performances. Sesko, hold up play, finishing, and the general threat he made, it made a big difference. Lammens, what a solid debut. A clean sheet, actually dealing with crosses. I don't think we even had that with De Gea, if I'm being honest. But the way he was dealing with crosses, it made me very happy. I know he didn't have a lot of shots at him, and we need to see more of his shot stopping. But see that second save that he made with his legs? Bane, they would let that in. That's the issue. And then I think Yoro, Dilit, Amad Diallo, reliable performances. I wouldn't say they played amazing, but they were good. This is what we need every week. I think Ahmad was a big miss last week against Brentford, because every time Ahmad got the ball, he just runs with it. That's something that we need. That's something that we miss with Dorgu or Dalot when they play. And Dalot, oh my, can we just talk about it? I think he was the worst player on the pitch. Luke Shaw did better than him. There was too many times where clear opportunities, he couldn't control the ball, or he couldn't. It's just, I don't know, honestly. And what does this win do for us? What does this win do for us? With a clean sheet, I think it gives us wind in the sails, especially with the critics breathing down Amorim's neck. I think he just saved his, I wouldn't say he saved his job, but it's just a bit calmer now, less pressure. And also I think the media's a bit, it's too early. Everyone's acting like we're getting relegated. We're 8th, 3 points behind City, 3 points behind whoever, 6 points behind the top of the table. It's not as bad as it seems, and I'm not saying we can win the league, but I'm saying it's too early to be saying, oh, Rúben Amorim is this and that. It's way too early. The fans need to be patient. But what a game. What a game. So, what needs improvement? Here we examine the weak spot, risks, phases that just need work. I think, let me just go into the second half on this, with the, where's the stats, team stats. Let me just go to the second half, and you can just see from the numbers without even me speaking, in the second half we were quieter. United took their foot off the gas. They should have added more goals. Example, when Casemiro had that shot but it went over the bar, we had a lot of chances where we could have finished the game 2-0. You know, it just wasn't good enough in the second half. I don't want to say good enough, we did well, but we need to start finishing our chances, because that game we could have won by 4 or 5-0. Missing our chances, honestly. When you look at attack, we had 6 shots in the second half and we didn't score any. 1 on target. We just miss our chances. We don't take them. And if that was a big team, they could have easily came back. We could have been 3-0 up in the first half and scored another 2 in the second, if we're being honest. And Benno missed a few chances. Cunha missed a big chance. Casemiro, like I said, it just was not good enough. And some sequences just lacked cutting edge or position in the final third. It just... In the final third, it was just, you know, in the second half, you could tell the team were tired. You could really tell they were tired. And it's I don't know. I think in the midfield link-up and control phases, we were more worse. I don't know what the word for it. The midfield just looked overrun, disconnected. It gave Sunderland moments of hope. How many times they just could counter-attack? Bruno and Casemiro had a solid game, but not outstanding games. They need to spark more creativity, balance. I think attacking wise, even sometimes when we was attacking at times at transition, we were slow. The midfielders were slow, mispassed passes. It allowed Sunderland to push forward, and with Bruno, that just get it to Sesko. Even sometimes in the transition without Bruno or Thingy, there was a couple of times where Mbeno just made the wrong pass. I think over time that should get better, because we know Mbeno, he's been amazing, but there's just times where the pass, it would be easily blocked. And one of the big weaknesses, I'd say, one of the big weaknesses was Diego Dalot. Diego, let me just go to him. Diego Dalot. Where's the player bit? Chalkboard, yep. Diego Dalot. Let's forget him. Where's Dalot? Let's go to Dalot. Okay. And he just was... Why is it not showing? Let me take everyone else off. Yep, thank you. And let me go on Diego Dalot. It was just in possession, distribution wise, unsuccessful. Look at that. This is Diego Dalot. Unsuccessful passes. Oh, okay, this is for both of them. Let me just take Sunderland out. Diego Dalot, unsuccessful passes. 1, 2, 3, 4 passes. He was just below par. Fullback position. He struggled when Sunderland tried to exploit the flanks. He was just struggling. We need more discipline. Positioning are needed and wide defensive. This was what? It was just he couldn't dribble. Unsuccessful dribblings. It was just he wasn't. There was no key passes. He's not done anything. No crosses. It was just simple passes. And how many times did he lose the ball? That could have led us. Or times where he could have just gave one touch, or if someone better was there. I'm not saying Dog was better. If someone better was there, they could have controlled the ball better and just crossed it in. And I think he was struggling because he is right-footed playing left back, so he can't cross with his left foot. We understand that, but he just played arse. I think he made us worse, honestly. And I think we needed to improve the game management and tempo. After going 2-0 up, United just need to manage the game better. Maintain intensity, not allow swings. Better rotation of the ball, keeping possession, safer clearances and transitions to deny Sunderland any momentum, and we weren't doing that. I feel like sometimes we got tired. There were times we got tired, honestly, and it was just, as you can see, they had more possession than us in the second. It's like we dropped off a bit. We got, not lazy, but we got tired, and that can't happen. It honestly just can't happen. And look how many times we lost possession, lost in the middle third, 46 times. It can't happen when you're winning 2-0. We need to be more controlled. And I think the subs were made a bit late. Only sub that really did anything was Cunha in the 89th minute when he had that chance. But other than that, it was just But positives again, the player ratings. I think Sesko was clearly a standout performer. He fulfilled great goal threat, hold up play. Mount, the early goal, he had balance, influence. Lammens, solid debut, trustworthy presence. He seems like he just seems I trust him. I wasn't scared when they were going for a shot or they were crossing for the first time in 2 years, which was really good. And I think defenders like Delit and Yoro were amazing. I don't know why Yoro got subbed off. I think Yoro and Delit work perfectly together. Honestly, I think Yoro and Delit work absolutely great together. They were absolutely amazing. They made recoveries. Look, they were everywhere. Delit, even though he was in the middle, he was helping out in the left with Luke Shaw, because Luke Shaw's not a centre back. We know that, but I think they were amazing. Great. I think they should be our first team. Them two should be solidified, and Luke Shaw needs to get replaced as soon as Martinez is back. I think Martinez, Delit, and Yoro is the defence we need. So, what's the takeaways and what's to watch for next? I know we've got the international break, but this Liverpool game, this result is just a stepping stone. It's not a cure at all. The positives must be built on. We've seen it many times where we won and the week after we lost. Consistency must improve. Delivering similar control in tougher matches will test United, especially for Liverpool. Fullback, wing defence and transitions still a weak point. I think we need a better left back. I think Ahmad is the first team thingy. And substitutions to influence games need sharpening. I think Ruben makes the substitutions a bit too late. Way too late. Bruno should have been, it was alright. It was nothing great, it was nothing bad. It was just alright. I think we should have put Kobe in a bit earlier. And Lammens needs to start more often. I think he was amazing. In the past 2 years, Onana and Mayende, I didn't see a match like that. I was nervous every single time. I think he was amazing. Now, the next challenge, we've got the Liverpool game, better opposition. Can they replicate this level of control and concentration? Can we? What do you think? Let me know. And few questions. Who was your man of the match for that game, and tell me why? Was it Sesko or was it Mount? I think them two were the big names. Even Lammens, but I don't think Lammens, it was pretty quiet for him to be man of the match. I think he did well, but tell me if you think it's Lammens, give me a reason why. And which area do you think United need to improve on going forward, especially for the Liverpool game? What do they need to improve on? Do we start with Lammens between the posts now? I personally think yes, but what do you guys think? Do you think it's still too early? Maybe the Liverpool game's too big for him? Tell me what you think. And what do you think about the substitutions? Am I right in Ruben needs to make substitutions earlier? he needs to make substitutions early. Am I right? Do you agree with me or do you disagree? Let me know in the comment. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. If you tell me if you like this video where I go through the stats and things like that here, tell me if you like this new style of video. If you do like it, make sure you hit like, subscribe. Please drop your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you next time for a new video. It's been your boy Bezzolini. Yeah, dig.